So some facts about NASA. NASA is actually more than just a space agency, right? It surveys the sky for dangerous asteroids and researches various scientific disciplines like planetary science, heliophysics, astronomy, astrophysics, biology, physics, and earth science. And that includes climate and weather that enables informed decision making about agriculture, water and food security, urban planning, and disaster preparedness and response. And this is important because when you think about NASA's budget versus the revenue of a company like SpaceX, NASA's mandate is broad. So you see NASA's budget and you're like, well, they have more than maybe SpaceX or other companies are making it, but they're not as specialized. And because their mandate is so broad, without proper funding, they're actually spread really, really thin. You're only like in the millions with a lot of things that are being funded, which means they can't compete with the individual companies that are specializing in these areas. So NASA's budget in 2019 was around 21 billion, but it generates over $64 billion, which means it's a profitable agency. NASA also supports over 300,000 jobs. In 2022, NASA's budget was 24 billion, which is less than 0.5% of government spending, 0.48%. In 1969, NASA spent the equivalent of $33 billion today to reach the moon. And while tech has improved, and you might think, hey, NASA could do it for less now, NASA's activities and responsibilities have grown as well, because with that tech improving, so have our capabilities, and so have all the possibilities, and so have all the competition in the private sector. So simply getting to the moon isn't enough. You can't just say, well, we can get to the moon cheaper because that was the goal. It's not about that. It's all right, what do you do once you get there? And what are other things can you do? And like I said, they have a broad remit now. The issue is people don't understand the socioeconomic benefits of spaceflight. And that's kind of what I want to cover now. And the easiest way to raise awareness of what NASA can do for society is to really understand what NASA has already done for society. I mean, there's a list.
Okay.
And to make it memorable, I'm going to go through it fast.
Okay.
But here's the top 41 NASA spinoffs.
Okay. All right.
I think
your pen and pencil, everyone.
I think it's going to be good because you're going to be, some you may know and some you may not in terms of like, I use these things, but I think you're going to be impressed by just how much NASA has done for society.
Okay. All right. Reel it off.
Insulin pumps, cochlear implants for hearing impaired, water filters, air purifiers, Formulate, a nutrient additive found in baby formula, artificial limbs, a computer mouse, fire-resistant materials used in firefighter suits, ski boots, blood pumps, various aircraft and drone wing designs, cloud computing, portable computers, freeze-dried food, food safety, Invisalign, a thing for your teeth, improved solar cells, ear thermometers, GPS, LASIK, shock absorbers for buildings, better tires, better smoke detectors, life shears to cut through cars and buildings in emergencies, home insulation, wireless headphones, CAT scans, portable Xray devices, Xray imaging machines in general, and that came from designing Xray or designing apparatuses for Xray astronomy. Image sensors found in DSLR cameras, cell phones, medical imaging, and dental Xray devices, memory foam, which were used as seat cushions to protect test pilots, scratch-resistant sunglasses that were used to protect astronauts' helmet visors, cordless vacuums. They partnered with Black & Decker so that they could have battery-operated tools for the moon exploration. AI personal trainers. Those were developed because pilots needed to be alerted when they're about to black out from the G-forces. Lighter, warmer outerwear that keeps astronauts comfortable in space. LED lighting, which serves a dual purpose of not only growing plants, but also suppresses melatonin production in humans, which promotes wakefulness. Better glow-in-the-dark technology, because emergency pathways were lit like that way on the International Space Station. Arguably the super soaker. The engineer came across that while he was doing stuff for NASA. Research into a novel method for detecting molecular damage in astronaut DNA could lead to new cancer tests. And NASA is now reviving a 50-year-old research that could deliver steady renewable energy in terms of big battery storage. So that's everything. And that isn't even the full list. I mean, I stopped at 41 and I was like, I don't want to bore anyone. But
oh, wow. I mean, that's quick. That's quick. I mean, there's a couple of, is this part of how NASA gets some of its revenue? Do they have a patent or any kind of royalty on any of the technology that they developed?
I don't know, actually. I got to be honest. I don't know. A lot of this stuff, So some of the things are net new, like they created.
Mhm.
Some are enhancements on what already existed.
Okay.
And then some are just partnerships where they're contracting out someone to come up with something new. So it's not just like NASA's developing all this in a lab and it's solely them. A lot of times they're contracting it out, but they have a need, but they're funding that research and maybe a third party is doing it. Sometimes it is all them, or sometimes like I had mentioned things were better, improved. Like sometimes it's like, this is cool, but we need to be better to survive in space.
Yeah.